For more updates, click on subscribe and click on bell button for latest notifications. Hi friends, welcome to Tech ARK IT YouTube channel. My name is Ravi. In this video session, we are going to see that how to install and configure Tomcat 9 on CentOS 8. So how we can install it and configure it, the Tomcat application. So the Apache Tomcat 9, the latest version. So we are going to install the Tomcat web server. The Tomcat is an open source web server for Java based applications developed by the Apache Foundation. So what we are going to do now, so Tomcat 9 installation and configuration. So basically the web application, the Java based web applications we are going to deploy using this Tomcat. So in order to do this one, so first of all we need to install the JDK. So the open JDK options we have to install, so which is a Java is required for Tomcat. So the Tomcat basically in a Java based application, so ultimately it's required the Java. So now do a m install open JDK and run it. So search open JDK. So whether we have a open JDK or not, so we have, but why it's not working? So maybe we can try with yum install Java 11 open JDK and put star here. So this way we're going to install the, so because it's starting with the Java 11, so that's what the package name is not matching in the end. So that's why we have to put Java 11 open JDK in order to install with the CentOS repository. So it may be a different in a with EPEL repository. So that's what we have to keep in mind whenever you are installing the package. So that's why I search in the m and look for the package, what exactly the package is. So which is going to install around 20 packages along with the dependencies. Let's see that. Let's install these packages. So the package is downloading and it's downloaded now. It is asking for the confirmation and the key confirmation. Say yes. Now the key is imported successfully and it's doing the transaction, which means that it's going to be do a transaction on the m database, alter this m database and do these packages which are installed. So let's see that. So now the RPM packages got installed successfully. Let's verify that whether we have the Java in place or not. So you can see that Java 11.05 which is installed. So this is what we required for our installation. So now you have to create the Tomcat user account in order to run this Tomcat server using the Tomcat user itself. So do not run the Tomcat with the root credentials or the maybe a different user. So create a dedicated user for it, which is called as a service account for the Tomcat, so that would be a appropriate thing. So something goes wrong with that user, you can easily identify. So in order to do that, so first of all user add. So I'm going to use that -m, which means that create the home directory if it is not exist. and I'm saying that the home path, I'm just going to point out here, it is that /opt/tomcat, anywhere you can put. So basically this is where I want the Tomcat to be installed, and this is where I wanted to publish from here. And you can see create the same user as a group as well, which means that the same user and with the same group also create one. So I am capital U in the sense which will create the Tomcat user and Tomcat group as well. So now I'm going to give these shell is going to be false, or maybe a no login, something like that. We can give anything, which means that the user is no need to log into the remotely to this system. So the Tomcat user never log in directly from anywhere else. So that's why there is no shell is required for that particular user. So that's why I'm saying /bin/false or /bin/no login, something like that also we can put it. So now the user has been created. You can say here ID Tomcat, you can see this 1001 Tomcat, and group also Tomcat is primary group and primary user has been created. Now just verify that whether it has created Tomcat home path or not. Okay, it is created. So now let's go to the browser and download the Tomcat. So now here say Tomcat 9 download. Okay, so now go to Tomcat apache.org. So here we have to select this Apache 9. So which one you want? So basically tar.gz files. So this one. So you can see that Apache Tomcat 9.0.30 tar.gz file. So like this. So you can simply say right click and copy the link location. So like that you can copy the link location and go to the terminal here and say wget and put that link here, so it will automatically download from the link. So how much is the size? So which is downloading. So I will give this link in the description. You can download it as well. Otherwise you can also search in the Google and get the link and copy it here so that it will download it. So you can see that now the Tomcat has been downloaded successfully and saved it here. Okay, so it means that 10.51 MB in size. So now you can simply untar this using the tar-xvf, okay, or xzvf, because it's an a gunzip file and which is created a one more directory with the stuff. So now what we are going to do is that we are simply going to move this entire directory structure to its home path. So Apache Tomcat, so this one, the entire stuff we are going to move to /opt Tomcat, which is the Tomcat users home path. So now you can see that the directory is there, but the directory is empty. So everything is moved to /opt Tomcat directory here. So you can see that this is what the exact we need here. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to change all of these directory permissions. So example, you can see before changing this here, you can see this, it's all root. So it does not need to be root, it needs to be a Tomcat user and group. So now chown, I'm just changing the ownership of that entire directory and files, all the stuff, Tomcat : Tomcat username and group name /opt tomcat. So entire directory has been changed. Now you can see this, all the directories has been changed to Tomcat. So now the Tomcat by default has the access, enable the access to only the local host, which means that the Tomcat can only be browsable whenever you wanted to use the Tomcat from the server itself. But if you want to allow the pages are accessible from the different host, or the web application is available to the different host, so we have to change the host manager and enable the IP details. So which means that we have to enable the network series or the network IP addresses where you wanted to browse from. So that's what we have to do it. So in order to do that, so we have to do a edit /home/opt tomcat, and here there is a folder called web apps and manager, and here there is called meta inf. In this context.xml file, here if you can go to the exert the remote address value, so here you can see this, so which is allowed here, it is 127.0.0.1 something like this, right? So here if you want to allow a different series of the network, simply you can add that network here by providing something like this, 192.168.48 dot maybe any. So I just give the one my system IP address. Let's see this. Otherwise you can give this different host address as well, from there where we can browse it. Okay, this is the way you have to add the IP address here. So which host you wanted to, so if you want to do a entire network, that network also you can just provide it here. So that way, now I just wanted to access this web application from this host, so that's why I just given that IP address here again. So here we have to edit one more stuff, opt tomcat web apps host manager, and here also there is a meta inf and context.xml file. In this also we have to allow the host and 192.168.48.132 and save this. So here this is what we have to do to allow the IP addresses. IP range you can also give it if you wanted to give the range /24, which means that anywhere you wanted to access, or if you want to access from anywhere 0/000/24 you can give it, so that from any range of the IP address you can simply access. So now, so by default you have to configure some Tomcat users to access the application. So now configure your Tomcat with user account to secure the access. So admin or manager pages to accessible to only the particular user. So how we can do that? So you can simply use /opt tomcat and configuration. In this tomcat users.xml file, open this one, and here there are some users. You can see this roles, users, user manager, something like this, right? You can see this. So here there are some default users. So whenever you want to create any user with the access, so you have to give that user access in between this tomcat users, which is the starting tag, and this is the ending tag here. So here there are some already examples has been given. So you can simply uncomment that, make use of them as well. You can also use in similar way you can code it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm not disturbing anything the existing configuration. I'm just going to add the new role. So here the configuration is here, simply copy paste here, and the say role name, I want to say manager, maybe for GUI, so I can simply use simply role name is manager GUI, something like this. You can use any name, so not a problem at all. So you can use this similar one. And now, so you have to define the user here. So the same, this command you have to paste it here. And now the username, what you wanted to use it here. So the username example I wanted to use it here is that like Ravi M for manager role. So here is the password. So password you can put anything here, simply for not recommended to use any plain password, but use your strong password here. So I just simply for demonstration I'm using the simple password here. Okay, so this is what the role I have set it up for the user manager GUI. And now, so I want to configure a new user in similar way with admin access. So maybe I can use this one as admin GUI, admin -Ravi, something like this. So the password is I'm using similar, and here I'm going to use both the roles here. So now I'm just going to define both the roles here and close and save it. Now you have created the users with the secured password. Now create the Tomcat startup script. So basically, if you want to create any startup script in a 7 or 8 version, you simply have to create the simple file under the systemd version. So you have to go to /etc systemd system here. So there are some number of service files, so there are number of things. So here you have to create the file name with the service name tomcat.service. Example, you can also copy the similar example files from the systemd example file as well. So here I'm just going to configure the unit value here. So I'm saying the unit and description. So what you wanted to call this service as descriptive. So now Tomcat 9 and after, so when it's going to start, network dot target. So in this, now I'm going to define the service here, and the type is forking. So basically all the services will be started using the fork call, so that's why it's forking. Now the user we have to define here, it is which user you want to use for this one. So Tomcat, and group, which group it should be. So the group also is Tomcat we have created, and we have to define the environment variables, which is the Java home path, where exactly your Java is. So this is all just you have to define it. I'm just going to copy paste. I already specified this one, so no need to simply. So this is what you have to specify in here. So the Java home path, where exactly your JR is located and your base file is located, home path is located, and example the Tomcat PID, so which is the log file, and execution script, startup and shutdown, so which is going to be wanted by the multi-user target. So now save it and systemctl daemon reload, daemon reload, so which will create the daemon will reloaded which we have ingested into the daemon. So that this is what the Tomcat service here. So now systemctl start, or maybe enable in the startup, Tomcat dot service we have created, and the same one you have to start it, start the Tomcat. So which is given the error. So what is that error is SC Linux is preventing something like that. So the service is activating and starting successfully, but it's trying to stop by the SC Linux. So what I'm going to do here, it is that set enforce 0. So I'm going to disable the SC Linux, as well as the stop the firewall D service for stop firewall D on this, and I'm just going to mask it, and I'm going to disable this one. So it is already masked, and it does not going to re-enable it back. So I'm just going to disable SC Linux as well, because which will stopping the context of this files. So where it is stopping exactly. So now you can do that, start again Tomcat. So the Tomcat is started. Now you can verify the status of that service file, so which is running. Now go to the server and browse it, and you can see this. So this is the server. I'm just going to log in. Let's open the browser and try to access the application here. So I'm just going to open the Firefox here. So now I'm just going to localhost : the default port is 8080, and you can see that the Apache Tomcat 9.0.30 is accessible. So now you can also access the host manager using this admin access. You can see that. So from here you can use the different virtual host managing. From here you can deploy the Java based applications on this Tomcat. So that's about it, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Please subscribe to the channel for more upcoming videos and courses. Stay tuned. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and support me. Please follow us on social networking sites. One is Facebook. The Facebook page name is @Linux Arkit. You can click on this button here and click like page, so that you can follow us on Facebook. The next one is Instagram. Instagram page name is arkit.co.in. Click on follow button to follow me. And Twitter, if you have any questions on subject line, or if you have anything, you can just tweet me at @ravikumar48. So I will reply you most on the tweet back. For anything related, if you want to latest articles on my website, so here is my website details and email address details. You can reach me over here.